again, everyone. I'm Mike King, along with Speedway historian Donald Davidson. We're here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame Museum. Welcome to another edition of Indy 500, The Classics. Well, Donald, we're talking about the 1970 race today, and even though Mario Andretti returns from his win in 1969 as the defending champion, he is not the favorite coming to the Brickyard.
No, Mike. Al Unser had not yet won the 500, but all the way through the spring, he was clearly the favorite. He was on a roll. He'd won several races at the end of 1969, and I don't think there was any doubt in anybody's mind that Al Unser was going to win the 500. We didn't really think of him as a pole winner. He ended up winning it, but it was a squeaker, as we will see.
Very simply, the diminutive Mario Andretti would like to win, just like he did last year. His new car was built in the West German plant of Francis McNamara. Getting a late start for the month, Andretti hurries to build speed, but mechanical failure overtakes him. Something in the drive line, the universal joint perhaps. A sudden storm breaks, adding to the gloom of the moment. May 11th is a total loss for Mario Andretti. Now Albuquerque's Al Unser takes his new Johnny Lightning 500 Special onto the track. The crew is lighthearted. The car runs good. And the Pikes Peak Hill Climb champion is on his way. He's got a lot going for him. His car was built by George Bignotti, who engineered A.J. Foyt's 1961 winner. His advisor is Parnelli Jones, the 1963 500 winner and car co-owner with Val Miletich. Seemingly without effort, the speed climbs to 171.3 miles per hour, unofficially. Ironically, it's Joe Leonard, his teammate, whose record of 171.9 he seeks to break. Leonard established this in a turbine car in qualifying for the 1968 race. And again, ironically, it was Al's brother Bobby who won in that year when Leonard's car quit just a few laps from victory. But this is 1970, and Bobby is having the same problems as everyone else. How do you find the speed to beat Al? Time runs out. Qualifying day arrives. A.J. Foyt takes the checkered flag. His speed is over the 170-mile-per-hour mark. Good for a front row spot. Bruce Walkup, by contrast, qualifying for his second 500, is happy to be ready on the first day. Al's Johnny Lightning rolls onto the track. To win the pole, all he has to do is keep on doing what he's been doing. The checkered flag, the speed 170.221. With a field of the best drivers waiting, it remains to be seen if this speed will hold up for the pole position. It had been predicted that it would take 172 miles per hour to get the job done. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Mark Donohue, rolls onto the track. The average speed, 168.911. Now Johnny Rutherford, whose best previous starting position was 11th, circles the track. His speed falls short of the pole by 3 1/1000ths of a second, but he's faster than A.J. Foyt. There's nothing like being ready the first day. Flag falls again. Art Pollard earns his spot in the second row. And then comes Mario. His car is fixed. He's in the third row. The national champion's speed is 168.209. Not bad for a man who decorated the wall just 5 days before. Bobby Unser becomes the third Indianapolis winner to qualify. His speed, 168.508, and just in time. Pat Vadan trades his flags for an umbrella, and as luck would have it, Lloyd Ruby is left sitting in line, ready to qualify. Sunday, Bentley Warren starts the day by spinning down the main straightaway. Lloyd Ruby finally gets his chance to qualify, but an engine blows. More frustration. Greg Wells spins in the North Chute during qualifying. Lightning strikes again at Indianapolis. Joe Leonard puts the second-team car into the field. The former motorcycle champion and almost 500 winner turns 166.052. Fast enough to make George Bignotti spend 50 cents for ice cream. George Fulmer, a Pasadena, California businessman, ties up the 21st starting position for the race, and that finishes the first qualifying weekend. What follows is 5 days of practice and problems. 10:39 a.m., Wednesday, March 20th. Larry Cannon hits the wall 3 times. Driver, okay. Car damage, minor. 10:16 a.m., Saturday, May 23rd. Sam Posey loops in turn 4. Car and driver, okay. 23 minutes later, Al Acosta and Lloyd Ruby almost tangle in turn 1. It's bumping time at the 500. The pressure is really on. Lloyd Ruby finally gets his chance and comes through with a speed of 168.859. It's been a frustrating month for the gentleman from Wichita Falls, Texas, but he's finally won a place in the 500. It's the fastest starting field in history. The yellow flag comes out as drivers fail to make speed suitable to win a position. Mistakes are more frequent and expensive. The harder they try, the worse it gets. It's at such times as these that a champion can emerge. In the gathering gloom of late afternoon, Bill Vukovich wins his place in the 500. The 33 best men and machines have been selected. Qualifying is over.
On the pole for the 1970 Indianapolis 500, Al Unser. They didn't call him Al Unser Sr. in those days. They didn't even call him Big Al in those days. His nickname was Baby Al.
So Baby Al will bring him to the green flag with Big Brother Bobby a couple of rows behind. Let's take a look at the 1970 Indianapolis 500.
33 men and $1 million. That's part of it. But wanting to be first, wanting to win, is the rest. Rain. Too much to start safely, and so they wait, each in his own way.
Now here is the Chief Steward, gentlemen. The track is wet on the south end, on the back stretch, and we'll take another look at it in about 15 minutes. Attention. We can start the race.
The skies are not clear, but the track is finally dry. Tony Holman's Silver Anniversary 500 will be a success after all. cars start down the main straight to take the checkered flag, one of the 33 spins through the pack. It's Jim Malloy, outside third row. A radius rod pulls loose, and his car is out of control. No one can figure out how the others are able to avoid the spinning car. The yellow light stays on. Then the red flag is displayed. The field comes to a halt as anxious mechanics rush out to see if their speed creations and drivers are all right. The damaged car is towed away under the still overcast skies. It's a race that ended before it started for Jim Malloy. Now they wait again while cars are fueled and officials work out the details of a restart. Johnny Rutherford moves to the front, but only for a moment. Al Unser takes command. Rutherford drops to second. Voigt is third. Mark Donahue is fourth. Goes out in the 18th lap with engine problems. Unser. Rutherford. And now Art Pollard. 1, 2, 3. But Pollard's bid for the winner's spot ends in the 28th lap. Andretti, running fifth, slows down to make a pit stop. He comes in on the 29th lap for a quick check on his running gear. Seconds later, he's back on the track trying to catch up. Others have had to come in the pits early. Bruce Walkup goes 44 laps, then a timing gear fails, and there's nothing left except next year. Jack Brabham moves up to 8th position. Al Unser widens his lead over Rutherford, and incredibly, Lloyd Ruby has come from the back of the field to 3rd position. Laps down, time for the first of 3 scheduled pit stops. Al comes in for a total of 43 seconds as A.J. Voigt goes into the lead. Unser starts out again, passing by Johnny Rutherford, also making a routine pit stop. Rutherford's engine dies. The crew pushes him back for a restart, but 4 minutes, 37 seconds effectively removes him from competition. Then A.J. Voigt comes in, and the lead belongs to the gentleman from Wichita Falls. Lloyd Ruby has moved from the back to the front. but it seems that this jinx is still with him. His engine blows. He brings the car safely into the infield. The green flag is out again, and Lloyd Ruby takes that long walk back to the pits. Mark Donohue gets his pit signal. He comes in while leading the race. Then it's Jack Brabham with Al Unser breathing down his neck. Al's teammate Joe Leonard is pushing his car in. There was another time in the same turn. Parnelli remembers. Bill Vukovich has also taken that long walk back. Now Al Unser leads. In the 87th lap, there is a near catastrophe in the pits. Dick Simon of Salt Lake spins to avoid a collision with Mel Kenyon. Al comes in for service on the 101st lap. And for Johnny Rutherford, the race is over. The lead passes from Unser to Foyt to Donohue, and then back to Al Unser again. He continues to dominate the field as Bob Bowes records the laps. Time to bring him in. Bignotti and the crew get ready, and Al comes in on the 151st lap. Here for the record is a winning pit stop complete. The seconds seem to drag as fuel flows into the tanks, but actually only 40 seconds elapse from pit entrance to pit exit. Bobby Unser comes in. It's the 154th lap. Mark Donohue completes his third pit stop while holding second place. In the 172nd lap, a vibration-worn part breaks on the car driven by Roger McCluskey. He's followed into the wall by Ronnie Bucknam and Sam Sessions. Emergency crews react, but others, including Jerry Grant, spin through the pileup. Within moments, the situation is under control. The cars use the infield as an emergency racetrack. The safety crews work with fast precision. No one is injured. It just takes time to clean up such a big mess. When the green light comes on, Al Unser is leading, Donohue is second. The fantastic 161-mile-per-hour record has dropped after running so many laps under the yellow flag. A.J. Foyt with a failing transmission is lapped by Al Unser. Mario Andretti, after 5 pit stops and much trouble, is running in 6th position. Foyt gamely tries to finish, but gives up at last, driving slowly by winner's circle, where in another moment, another man will celebrate a great victory. The checkered flag is out for Al Unser. His Johnny Lightning 500 special has gone the distance. It's a tribute to the man who built the car, to the man who taught Al Unser winning strategy, to a whole family of racers who gave him the background and courage he needed out there alone on the racetrack. And most of all, to that obscure crewman who had the nitpicking job of seeing to it that every little bolt was tight, every nut was in place. For from such small details comes success.
And we're looking for one successful lead also moving toward the car itself. And Al Unser getting a great steer.
A couple of years ago at Pikes Peak, little Al Unser Jr. was asked, "Who is the greatest race driver in the world?" He replied, "Uncle Bobby is, because he beats my daddy all the time." Well, Uncle Bobby didn't win this one, but they sure kept it in the family. That's Wanda, Al's wife. And speaking of the Unser women, there's Mom trying to get up to see Al. When Bobby won in 1968, she said, Well, I've got one son in winner's circle. Now I've got to get the other one there, too. Well, that's exactly what happened. You might say this is her victory in May.
So Al Unser is your winner of the 1970 race, his first of 4 victories here, but certainly 1970 was special.
Yeah, that was the last year for the old victory lane. Ever since 1919, the winner would come down the pit lane and go all the way to the south end of the pits and turn left onto a grassy area. 1970 was the last time that happened.
Well, he might have been Baby Al then, but certainly he became Big Al in the later years. For Donald Davidson, I'm Mike King. Thanks for being with us for another edition of Indy 500, The Classic.